I'll never forget the text that started it all. I'm going to see something from my past tonight. Don't wait up. Just like that, a chill crawled down my spine. I stared at my phone, my thumb hovering over the keyboard. Frozen. Something in her tone, it wasn't playful, it wasn't casual. It was deliberate. I tried to shake it off, thinking I was imagining things. But the night unfolded like a slow, burning fuse. Calls went unanswered, messages left unread. When she finally spoke, it was clipped, almost rehearsed. Traffic's bad, don't worry. Only, she never mentioned traffic again, and my gut twisted into knots that wouldn't untangle. For weeks before that night, I'd noticed little things. The way she glanced at her phone and then stiffened when I looked, the sudden late nights she couldn't explain, her laughter at some private joke I wasn't part of. I tried to rationalize it. Stress at work, old friends reaching out, but a seed of doubt had been planted, and it grew roots fast. Then came the night of the party. I had no idea she was going to him. The man from her past she'd never spoken of in detail. The one who still held some piece of her heart I thought belonged entirely to me. I was at home, trying to distract myself, when I noticed a series of notifications. Pictures. Videos. My stomach dropped before I even opened them. She had crashed his party. The one I'd heard whispers about over the years, but never really understood. And she wasn't just there. She was on display, laughing, leaning close, every movement like a dagger in my chest. I watched as people greeted her, and then him, her ex. That familiar warmth I used to feel when she looked at me, I realized it had been mirrored there, toward someone else. I stared at the screen, my hands trembling, my chest tight. I wanted to call her, scream, ask why, but my voice felt trapped in my throat. I couldn't be sure what I was seeing was the whole truth. Maybe it was nothing. Maybe I was losing my mind. But deep down, I knew. I replayed every memory, every innocent moment. The smile she'd given in the middle of the day, her sudden errands that coincided with his invitations, the way she'd avoided certain questions about her past. Betrayal wasn't always loud. Sometimes it was quiet, a whisper beneath the hum of ordinary life. Hours later, the front door clicked open. I thought she was coming home to sleep it off, to explain herself, to return to the life we shared. But she didn't come in with a guilty glance or a tearful apology. She paused in the doorway, her eyes meeting mine, and suddenly I understood the weight of her choices. She looked almost triumphant, not in joy, not in malice, but in the quiet thrill of watching me hurt. That realization was worse than anything else, the calculated cruelty behind her actions. I felt my chest tighten, my mind spinning between anger and disbelief. Why? Was all I could manage. She flinched, as though hearing the word cut deeper than any fight we'd ever had. Then she spoke, almost softly. I needed closure. Her words didn't land as an explanation. They were a justification, a shield to part her that knew she'd broken something irreparable. I wanted to scream, to throw the phone, to shake her until she understood what she'd done. But instead, I stood there letting it all hit me. The betrayal wasn't just in the party. It was in every ignored call, every secretive smile, every tiny lie that had accumulated over months. The life we built together felt like fragile glass in my hands, shattered and sharp. I realized then that love doesn't always mean staying. Sometimes love means letting go before it kills you from the inside. And so I did. I walked past her, my steps measured, my chest heavy but resolute. She opened her mouth, but I didn't hear it. I was already closing the door behind me, shutting out her past, her choices, and the part of her that had chosen him over us. Outside, the cold night air bit my skin, but it felt cleaner than the suffocating lies inside. I thought about the memories, and they stung, but they didn't define me. I thought about the pain, and it burned, but it didn't break me. And I knew I had survived a betrayal, and I would survive myself. That night, I didn't cry. Not yet. I simply walked, feeling the weight of heartbreak lift, replaced by something quieter but stronger. Clarity. I learned that people can choose to hurt you, and that sometimes the only way to honor yourself is to step away. I had lost a partner, yes, but I had gained the courage to reclaim my life, piece by piece, breath by breath, step by step. In the aftermath, I still feel the echo of that night. I still feel the sting of her choices. But I also feel something I hadn't felt in months. The slow, steady pulse of self-respect. The quiet power of standing unbroken, even when someone you love most tries to tear you apart. And that, I realized, was worth more than any love that had ever been tainted by betrayal.